We can skip through the next bit of this. I'll let you read it on your own, but it's basically a summary of the story that I said in the first video. The attendance for this class is going to be worth 100 points out of your final total for this class, which is about 10%. Since this is an online class, I can't actually make you come in and sign in on any specific day. So there is a little bit of leeway that you have with how attendance is going to be collected. And what it comes down to is going to be discussion posts. We'll have 11 discussions throughout the semester, so one of them will be dropped, totals 10% of your grade. The way this is going to work is each unit will have a link to a forum post that you'll need to participate in. Your initial post, that is your answer directly to the question that's being asked, must be posted by the Wednesday of the week that the discussion opens. So that's 1/2 of your attendance grade for that week. Then, by the end of the week, by the Saturday that the discussion opens, you'll need to log in again and post 2 or 3 replies to your classmates in the same discussion. Your replies should be a minimum length and should be engaging and ask questions to the students. That way people can pop in and reply to each other in order to create an actual discussion. So please, for the love of goodness, do not just come in, read a student's reply, say, yeah, that's a good point, I agree. In fact, I agree so much, blah, 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 and then just fill it in. I don't want to read those. And when I do read those, it makes me mad and I deduct points. Your attendance grades, it should take you less than 20 minutes every week to get your participation grade. You don't have to do a whole lot of research, but the questions will be related to the topics that we're discussing. So read your chapter, then come in, post your reply. It's a pretty simple thing, as long as you remember to do it. The rest of your grades are all listed here. You'll total 1,000 points by the end of the semester. And because of how the grading is set up for this course, there is no curve, there is no rounding. If you have an 89.9, that is a B. So make sure that you don't skip assignments. Some of the activities, such as the campus resource activity, this is Unit 1, the campus scavenger hunt, is 100 points and it should take you maybe an hour to finish it. Other assignments, like the time management calendar assignment, also worth 100 points, is going to take you about 4 weeks and off and on maybe about 2 hours to do. Path to Success paper is looking at 3 hours. The career exploration project is going to take you somewhere around 6 to 8 hours over the course of about 4 weeks. But they're all worth the same amount of points. So pick and choose your battles. Just keep in mind that if you skip an easy assignment, that's 10% of your final grade and nothing gets rounded. We will have 6 quizzes by the end of the semester. 4 quizzes over specific chapters, a midterm, and a final exam. They're all weighted pretty much equally except for the midterm and final. Make a note here on your copy of the syllabus, circle the midterm and final. For your unit quizzes, you can take these on your home computer, open book, open note, you can work together, you can use Google. These assignments are more to assess whether or not you learned from the book, whether or not your study habits are effective. And so I'm not going to enforce any restrictions on that material. They're easy A's, just make sure you do them in time. However, The midterm and final exam, they will be structured in the same way that the quizzes are. You'll take them online, and it will be multiple choice questions that's graded on D2L. Here's the difference, and here's why you need to circle it. These two exams are not open book. They are not open note, and you cannot work in groups. These exams will be proctored. That means that you will have to go to the Lone Star campus, to one of the testing centers. You'll need to set up an appointment, and you'll have to take the exam with someone watching you take the exam to make sure you don't cheat. These exams are worth more points, and if you take any other online courses at Lone Star, particularly if you're going to go into nursing and taking biology courses, or into engineering, you're taking calculus courses, a lot of online and hybrid courses require you to use the online or to use the campus testing centers. So one of the main things I want you to take out of these two exams is just how the testing centers work. It isn't hard, but you do need to plan ahead. So I suggest that you familiarize yourself with the nearest Lone Star campus testing facility, find their number, go walk by, meet the ladies who work there, have them tell you how it works before it comes time to take your midterm and final. If you run into any trouble with these exams, such as you set up your appointment, your car broke down, you had a flat tire, you end up showing up to campus 30 minutes late, and the testing center turns you away because you missed your appointment, I'm not going to change your grade or extend any extra time. If you show up and the testing center closes and they refuse to let you take your test because there's only 10 minutes before they close and that's not enough time to finish the exam, I'm not going to give you any extra time. You have to plan ahead with these two exams. Reminder, there is no rounding, and 89.9 is not an A. There are some important dates to keep in mind throughout the semester. For the 16-week classes, they began on the 16th, so hopefully you're in those. We started on the 9th, but that's the official day of record. And again, since we're not meeting face-to-face, you don't really need to worry about the day of record for this class. To explain what that is, though, so that you understand it for your other classes, the official day of record is when you're no longer allowed to modify your schedule for the fall semester. So if you enroll in another class and you want to drop a class that you're currently in, if you drop the class after the official day of record, you have to have some grade for that class. It might be a W, which means it doesn't count against your GPA, you withdraw from the class. But if you've hit your withdrawal limit, then you automatically get an F. The official W day is November 11th, so anytime between the official day and the W day, if you withdraw, you get a W. After the W day, you automatically fail the course. No refunds, and too bad. Generally, students are allotted 6 W's for their entire 4-year bachelor's degree. If you use them all up in one semester, then you can't get W's on any other class. So use them sparingly. The final exam for this class, just go ahead and scratch this date out. If we were meeting face-to-face, we would have the exam on one specific day. Because this is an online course, you don't need to worry about that. Your final exam will be open for a full week, and we'll get to that in just a second. But you can ignore this date. As far as holidays go, we do have Thanksgiving week off, which is to say that all of your unit assignments open at the beginning of the unit, they all end at the end of the unit, so the holiday in between doesn't really change anything for you.